Hi, I'm Hannah Phillips, and today I'm going to be teaching a lesson with Odessa, Thacker, and Simon. I have been riding Hunter Jumper for 13 years, and I'm a student at Emory and Henry, and Odessa has also been riding Hunters since she was a child. This is Simon. He's a quarter horse, and he has also been in the Hunter world. Today, for our exercise, we're going to be working on grid work, and I have set up a grid with a trotting pole element to a cross rail bounce to a one stride to a vertical. We're going to be working on that to help Simon stay straight and consistent in his pace, and for Odessa to really work on her position without having to think too much about turns or anything else. Okay, I've already done my warm-up off camera. She has walked, trotted, and cantered in both directions. But before I have my riders jump, I always like to go over a couple things at the trot and canter just to make sure they're ready for fences. So I'm going to do that on camera. I have performed a safety check. My arena gate is closed, and none of the jumps that are going to be used without rails in them are on the ground. They're not in the standards. My rider has appropriately fitted tack, boots, and helmet. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and track left and pick up the posting trot. And I always like to start my riders at the trot after their warm-up, and I like them to do double posting to test their points of contact to make sure they're over their leg. And I also like them to get into their 2-point to really think about dropping themselves lower. And then I like to work at the canter with lengthenings and shortenings so I can make sure that the horse is adjustable before they head to the jumps. Okay, Odessa, so that's a really good pace of trot for him. It's moving forward but not running. So after you pass the gate, if you want to go ahead and do some double posting up the long side, just so you can test your points of contact and make sure you're not behind or in front of the motion. So that's really good. You didn't move back or forward when you did that, so that means you're using your points of contact correctly. Okay, and when you get to the short side, you can go back to normal posting. And now go ahead and get in your 2-point down this long side. Good, and really think about sinking down and around him. Right there, that's perfect. All right, you can post again and go ahead and change direction. And how does his trot feel? Does it feel forward, or is he kind of lazy?
It's a little inconsistent right now. It's a little bit.
That's okay, and plus I really don't think he's been in this arena too much. All right, and down this long side, go ahead and start double posting. Really good, and I'm really noticing that you're not coming back or forward at all when you start that, which is a really good sign that you're really balanced and with the horse's motion. All right, you can regular post, and then down the next long side, go ahead and 2-point. Good. And your upper body's a little bit bouncy, so try to just still it a little bit, make it a little more still. I know his trot's kind of bouncy. Good, that's better. All right, you can go ahead and walk. All right, and when you pick up the canter, I want you to just do like a little bit of a normal canter, get him where you want him. And then whenever you hit his short side, shorten him a little, like shorten his canter. And he's really lazy, so he might try to trot, so make sure you keep your leg on. And then down your long side, go ahead and lengthen him. All right. So whenever you're ready to pick up the canter, go for it. Good, and I know his canter's a little bit uncomfortable, but just do your best. And shorten down this short side. Yeah, see, he definitely is very sensitive to the downward aids. So try it again on your next short side. Just half halt, sink down, but use leg to reinforce the forward. Good, right there. And now ask him to move forward, open the canter. Great. Great, and in the corner, go ahead and trot and change direction and do that again on your left lead. And shorten. And lengthen and shorten again on the other shortening side. A little bit, I want it a little more exaggerated. So really sink down, close your fingers. Try it again on the other side. He's not really slowing down. Half halt, half halt, half halt. Good, and he shortened a little bit right there. Did you feel it? Yeah. All right, you're good to go ahead and walk. Okay, so go ahead and keep tracking to your right and pick up your trot. I would maybe do a circle down there. Come through the poles at the trot. About 2 strides in front of the first pole, go ahead and get in 2 point and just stay in 2 point through it all. And then afterwards, go ahead and track left. And I set the grid work a little bit further down the center line so that you have ample time to go ahead and get him straight, because I know he's a little crooked. So go ahead and 2 point, good. 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 He definitely got a little more energized, didn't he? Yeah. So if he does that, he's really responsive to the seat aids. Just really sink down and like squeeze with your inner thighs, and he should slow right down. All right. Good job. And if you need to slow him down, just use your inner thigh, and he responds really well to voice. If you just say, whoa, he listens. He's like, oh, okay, I'm going too fast. That looks really nice, and this pace right there is really good. It's not too fast, but it's nice and forward and stretchy. Good, and you can go ahead and come to your grid. Good. Keep them right in the middle. Good, and turn left. Come through one more time with just the poles, and then I'll go ahead and put the first cross rail up. When he gets on the forehand like that, give him some leg and just say, because that's just rude for him to dive down like that. Good, and that looks better. Turn nice and straight, because we know he wiggles, so get him set up straight. Keep him right between your legs and your hand, you're a little wall. Good. Beautiful. That was probably your best one yet. How'd that feel? Good. Okay. All right, so now we've added the first cross rail, so he's probably going to back up to it. So again, just make sure he stays really straight, and when you get in 2 point, you can grab some mane so that you release. Good. Whoa, whoa. All right, and he can do his changes, so just ride him straight, pick him up, and really just outside leg. Okay. Do it again. And really when you're releasing, be really careful with your elbows because you're doing a little chicken wing. Okay. So think more about pushing, keeping your elbows close to your side and pushing forward with your hands. Obviously, you don't need to go that far forward because it's like a foot off the ground, but good. So keep them straight. Good. He knows now. Make your turn straight. Outside leg. Good. Good, and 2 point. All right, and really work on your upper back body. You are kind of throwing it forward. Your chest is almost hitting his neck. So I want you to think about releasing and holding your upper body. Okay. All right, so go ahead and walk, and I'm going to put the second X up. Okay. Okay, and now we have our second element set up. So you're going to do the 4 trot pulls to the cross rail, and then it's going to be bounce to the next cross rail. So you got to get them forward, but not too forward. You still need them back up. And remember your upper body. Think about you have a foot between his neck and your chest. Good, and you seize it. Good. Good, and keep cantering. I know he's being rude. Put him between your legs and just say, come on, buddy. Good. And you can go ahead and come back to your trot. Good. And come back through your grid. And he definitely drifts more to his right. Watch your chest. Good. And you can go ahead and trot. And let me see, think about if there was a ruler sitting on his neck straight up, and if you put your chest too far down, it's going to poke you in the chest. So really think about just, you still got to release with your hands, keeping your elbows in, but hold your chest up. Good, he's very straight, great trot. Good job. Good, and go ahead and circle down there. Don't let him get away with that. Circle at the canter. Put your outside leg on to keep him forward, but bend him to the inside. And if he does that head down, really sit on him and squeeze with your legs. All right, good job. Go ahead and trot. Good. And walk. We're going to work on the final portion of our grid work. We have all 4 elements set up. Trot pulls, bounce to 1 stride. And so really, with the 1 stride, you got to keep him straight. I know he falls to the right. Okay. So really put some right leg on. Okay. And you can go. And again, really think about your chest. You can grab mane if that helps. That was a great turn. Good. Not too fast. Say whoa. That was great. Lead change. Cool. Keep him forward. Get his head up. Go, send him forward. Don't let him stop yet. Good. And you got it right back. Go back down to your trot. Ooh. Good. And come through 1 more time. And really know he might buck afterwards, so you can just sit, keep his head up, and send him forward. It might be easier if you can try to turn whatever way his lead is on, so he doesn't have to change. Good, say whoa. Good. Yep. And canter circle down there. I know it's tight, but he's more than athletic enough. Good. One more time. I know he's naughty on the backside, but that's just kind of him being rude. So there's a solid 4 strides of straightness before you have to turn. So really just think about turning in the direction his lead is on. I think the lead change is making him mad. But your fences look beautiful. Good. And your chest, hold your chest away. Good. And turn right, leg on, leg on, leg on. Circle. Keep circling until that stops. Just sit down, get his neck long. All right, come down the long side at the canter. Or just trot, don't rush him into it.
He was cross canning.
Good. Keep him, I just want you to canter so he slows down and calms down. Say whoa. Inner thigh, half halt. Get his neck nice and long. He's a good boy. Good. Say whoa. Good. And circle at this end. Whoa. Whoa. Good. And go to a trot, posting trot. Go ahead and go around the arena to trot. Get his neck nice and long again, half halt. Good, right there. Good. All right, and go ahead and walk, and I think that's good for today. I think your jumps are beautiful, your chest is getting better, he's staying straight. I just think it's a little bit too close down there for him right now, and I just don't want to push it anymore. So. All right, so I think our lesson today went really well. I think there was progress for both Simon and Odessa. I definitely think the grid work is good for her to really work on her chest and arms because that's all she can think about. What did you think? Did you think it got better?
I thought it got better the more I thought about it.
And then it also really helped with him staying straight. He is definitely a horse that goes to the right when you're jumping, and this grid really just keeps him in a straight line, and Odessa was beautiful about riding him between her legs and her hands, so he couldn't move around. I think the only issue we ran into was at the end of the lesson when we put the final element up, and I had set the grid a little bit too far to the end of the arena. I had done that because I was trying to give her ample room to get straight in the beginning, but it kind of backfired, but that's okay. We still got the whole exercise done, and we kind of, I feel like by the end of it we did correct his bucking afterwards, but I didn't want to keep doing it because I felt like it wouldn't have gotten better if we had kept trying to fix it. So I did felt like the lesson went great and according to plan except for the end, and I think both horse and rider learned a lot. I think they're a great match. So that is the end of our lesson.